Hi, and welcome back to our channel and our series on building lasting love. In today's video, we're going to look at John Gottman's second principle, nurturing fondness and admiration.
In this principle, we're reminded of the importance of cherishing and appreciating our partner, even in the hustle and bustle of daily life. It is very human, and it can be very easy to forget to express appreciation and admiration for the things that are said or done daily. But you know what, Debster? These really are the gestures that fuel the fire of love and helps keep it alive.
Wow, that sounds like a poem.
As the song from many years ago, we need to keep the love fire burning. It does stoke those embers.
It does, it does.
The Gottman suggests that we consciously look for the positive qualities in our spouse. Or the phrase that Debster and I like to use is be intentional.
Oh, we use that word so often when we work with couples because it doesn't just roll out of your mouth or just roll out in the things that you do without being intentional.
Yes.
When Greg and I got married, we intentionally wrote our own vows and intentionally put in the promise that we would never speak badly or negatively about the other person to anyone. But we would lift each other up, and we're trying not to pump ourselves up just to look good to you or anyone else, but we really never have. Now, this is by God's grace and a commitment to maintain it. And you know, I've heard guys say about their wives things like, she's such a nagger, she acts like my mother, or they refer to her as the old lady at times.
That's not good.
And sometimes they even refer to them in days past as the old ball and chain.
Oh, no.
And these days, even more mean and hurtful words and expressions are used, and that's not good.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, hurtful is not helpful. Remember that. It's important. You know, Greg, now that this video is being broadcast worldwide on YouTube, and it is worldwide, we can put the challenge out there that if anybody's heard us badmouth one another, this is your chance to refute us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just the men. The women have a way of not only complaining and talking badly about their guys, but they can escalate it to a whole new level.
That's right.
You know how it is. The girls get together and one says, my husband, he's so sorry, he blah, blah, blah. And then the next one, oh, I know what you mean, but my husband, he's blah, blah, blah. And they just keep upping each other one after another and after another, And by the time, he's just a sorry so-and-so, right? So now you're heading home to your hubby and you walk in with a real mat on. And there's an unsuspecting husband just sitting on the couch, or maybe he's playing a game or whatever he's doing. And you're just rip into him. Boom! Wow. And the guy is totally unaware of the storm that has entered into the house. He's wondering, what anniversary did I miss that day? I thought it was last month. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Neither of you have to be that way, really.
No, really.
You know, Proverbs 23:7 tells us that as we think in our heart, that's how we will be.
That's true.
So feelings towards your husband or your wife will be directly determined by how you think about them every single day. You have self-control in what you say and how you live. You can have that. And 2 Timothy 1:7 says the Spirit can provide to us love and self-control, self-discipline. The thoughts we carry every single day, the ones that we nurse and rehearse, they can also be nurtured feelings of fondness and admiration. We don't have to dwell on the negative about our spouse.
We determine how we think about our spouse.
Absolutely. And if you develop an attitude of thinking in ways of gratitude, attitude of gratitude about your spouse, you'll be surprised how often it makes you love them even more.
Yes.
So spend time looking back and recounting precious stories of your time together and all the ways that they have showed you how they love you.
So a story that we like to tell is about our first Christmas together. Now, this is the second marriage for Debster and I. So when she was on our first Christmas when we were dating, her two girls were going to be with their dad for Christmas, and so she told the ladies at the medical clinic that she worked at that she would work on Christmas morning so they could be with their families, because that's just the nice and kind person that she is. And since my two kids were going to be with their mom, I told her I'd come over early on Christmas morning. I'd make her breakfast and some coffee so she'd have something on Christmas morning before she went to work.
Because that's just the kind of guy you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And so it came up to Christmas. She gave me a key to her townhome, and it was Christmas morning, and I went over. I had all the supplies for breakfast. I turned the key, and the door opened about this far.
Well, at that time I had teenage girls, and the teenage girls were still rather unhappy, even years later, that their dad and I had divorced. And so we set a rule that you had to be in the house by midnight, or I was going to lock the door, put on the chain, and hope that you find a clean, dry, safe place to sleep, because it wasn't going to be in the house. And so I guess I'd done that so many times, I just went ahead and put the chain on.
But I was a man on a mission, and so I went out to my car and I found a screwdriver. And I don't know how long it took with 2 fingers through the door with that screwdriver, but I undid the chain and I got in. I made the coffee and the breakfast, and then in the most romantic place I could find, right in front of the stove, I proposed.
He did. And he was so sweet. Well, he didn't have much money at that time.
I
But
was
it was
broke.
so sweet
Yeah.
because he'd taken paper and folded it up and then made it into a circle and then glued a rock on the top of it. And I don't mean a diamond rock or stone. I mean a stone from outside.
Yeah.
He was so sweet because what he said was, if you don't like that one, here's a whole box of them you can choose from.
Absolutely, because I didn't know what kind of rock or size or color that she would want, so I picked up a whole bunch from outside so that she could choose.
Yeah.
So I think it's a miracle that she said yes to that proposal.
Well, and I think it's a miracle that he did not get arrested on Christmas Day breaking into my house.
So true. So thank you for watching today. We're Debster and Greg, and we love y'all. And there's hope for your marriage, because when you have a better marriage,
Your kids will have a better life. Please join us for the next video where we will present John Gottman's third principle, turn towards each other instead of away.